Can you kind of talk about that? You came on after the pilot, so can you kind of talk about how you kind of discovered this and what were your first thoughts when you read the script?
I didn't read the script. I saw the pilot, so I had no thoughts. No, I actually knew David. David worked for me on Book of Daniel that I created. He was my co-EP, and I called him to congratulate him on the show getting picked up, and he said, "Yeah, well, they're looking for somebody to run it." And I said, "Oh, put my name in." It's, oh, sorry, put my name in. So I had my agent call right away, and because I know David, and he had talked about the script before the show and what fun it was. So I watched the pilot and I thought, oh wow, I can write this. I mean, because sci-fi first scared me because I don't really, I've never written sci-fi before. I'm not a sci-fi guy, although I did have Jesus in my show, and that's kind of supernatural. But it was the thing that fascinated me most about it was that it was characters that had real relationships. It was people that cared about each other. It was a family. It's a family show, and I write family shows. And I mean, that's what I do. Titus and Book of Daniel and everything I've ever created, every pilot I've ever written has been a family show. And this is a family show. A father and two brothers and now a younger sister, a brother and sister and now a younger sister, and the crazy aunt, and the cousin at the bed and breakfast. I mean, it's all a family, and they have a family dynamic. So I thought, I know I can write this. The sci-fi stuff, I know I can learn, and I can learn to write this, and I can learn to write the sci-fi, and then the family is what, to me, that's what made it an interesting project. Was that it was about something that everybody can relate to family.
So, can you just talk about like just the whole process of the season, like casting and everything like that, like how everything really came into place? Like the network really seemed to get behind this series too.
Do you want me to talk to you or to the camera?
It doesn't matter.
What do you like? Yeah, you don't care?
Either or.
All right, both. All right. Casting. The casting of the pilot? I wasn't on the pilot, so I didn't cast. You have to talk to. Although I will tell you what I know about the casting of the pilot is that Eddie and Joe brought a dynamic into that room, into that audition, a dynamic of relationship, of a brother and sister bickering because they were bickering off script, and that's what I think won them the part because they had this ability to improv a relationship that was kind of like, oh, shut up, no, you shut up, and it was kind of cool. It was done without malice, but it was done with tension, which is always funny. And so they brought a sense of humor to it. And then Saul, I think, just walked in and they went, that's the guy. That's the guy. Now, Allison, who plays Claudia, has a more interesting genesis. I pitched to them in the beginning that I wanted it to be a younger character, a kid, a whiz kid, a techno whiz, somebody who could bring some youth and some energy into Artie's world. And so we pitched out this character, and then we started hunting for the right actress. And two of the staff writers on the show, Ben and Derek, mentioned Allison Scagliotti to me. They said, we know this girl Allison, who's kind of cool. And I said, oh, I know Allison. I directed her in a pilot for Warner Brothers 5 years ago, and I wanted her to be in Book of Daniel, but she was too young. I wanted her to play Grace in Book of Daniel, but she was too young at the time. So I got going on getting her to read. They loved her, and she knocked it out of the park. She knocked it out of the park in the audition. She's great. She's an old soul in a young body. She's fantastic, which is exactly who the character is.
So the network, like I said before, the network's really getting behind this, and like the series launched with the rebranding of the whole network. So was it like to just have the network kind of support like this for a series?
I've never been on a show with this kind of network support. I mean, the promotional campaign, the publicity campaign, it's been magnificent. I mean, they, better than any other show I've ever worked on, they know how to sell a show. They know their audience, they know their product, and they know how to sell it. And it really is. It's phenomenal, and I think that's been a huge responsibility for our success, is because you got to get people to the table. That's the most important thing. That's the biggest job any network has, is get them to the table. Then it's up to me. It's up to me to screw it up with the scripts and the shows that we shoot and running the show and getting the right stuff on. Once I get it on film, then it's up to the gods. Then after that, if they stay with us, it's because fate took a hand and we all did a good job. But really, they kept up their end of the bargain more than any place I've ever worked. They stepped up, and I think it's because we worked so hard, because we didn't let a script go by that we didn't focus very hard on. They were very collaborative with us with notes. I mean, they have a lot of notes. They like to micromanage, but we listened. We talked to them. We took in as much as we could. So on the whole, it's been tremendous collaboration. Yeah.
So finally, could you just for those who might not have been tuning in for the first few episodes, what would you like to say to just kind of get them to start tuning in on sci-fi?
I would say, once you're in, you're hooked. I would say give us a chance. Watch one episode and you'll be hooked, because I think you fall in love with the characters. You don't fall in love with the show. You fall in love with the people. Television. I've always thought the difference between television actors and film actors. Film actors you worship on the big screen. Television actors you invite into your house once a week to hang out with. You want to hang with them. That's why Friends was such a big success. And Seinfeld, they were just hanging out, and you want to hang with them. And that's why I think this show will be successful. Every one of these characters is somebody you could spend time with and enjoy for who they are, not just for what they're doing. That's the extra added treat. But you'll just fall in love with these characters. Who could not look at Eddie McClintock and smile? You know.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jack.
Thank you.